Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsolicited Bourbon Reviews, episode 72, and today we're reviewing Castle and Key Wheated Bourbon. This is a 98 proof wheated bourbon. So we talk about many wheated products. So instead of rye, they substitute wheat. So the mash bill is going to be 73% corn, 10% wheat instead of that rye, and then we're going to get that 17% malted barley. So this particular brand is probably one of the most, for me personally, one of the most intriguing brands or distilleries out there right now, and I'm super eager to go and visit this place. It's in Frankfort, Kentucky. So kind of the lineage behind this, or the David facts behind this. So Castle and Key was a brand that was revitalized back in 2014, but the original proprietor of the Castle and Key distillery, or the Old Taylor distillery, was E.H. Taylor, and it's a really familiar name with some of us because E.H. Taylor is a Buffalo Trace offering, so the bottles of E.H. Taylor. So kind of the backstory behind this: his distillery opened in the late 1800s. And then in 1920, we talked about Prohibition in our last episode. It shut him down, and the grounds itself was clandestine for years, and it changed ownerships. But what's really cool about it, and I really encourage you to look it up, the Castle and Key Distillery, is they built this with old European architecture. So it's like castles, there's moats. The place just looks really cool. And again, kind of going back to, so I think in 2006, Buffalo Trace bought out Old Taylor, or the recipe for Old Taylor, and began manufacturing or distilling E.H. Taylor under their portfolio, or one of their expressions as a Buffalo Trace expression. So this group decided to revitalize, again, the Old Taylor distillery under a new name, Castle and Key. They brought on Marianne Eves, who's the first female distiller in Kentucky. She had a lot of great jobs before this, and this investment group, they went out and got her, and so she's the master distiller of this place. So again, enough about that. Again, it's just really interesting, really cool lineage, really cool history behind it, and I think this is kind of, what draws me to this hobby is, obviously from the alcohol proponent, but the history, the lineage, and some of the cool locations. And again, this is a place I'm really looking forward to go check out. So enough about that. So this is a 98 proof. Talk about that. This is aged 4 years, and this is their second batch of this. So the first batch that came out didn't get great reception, and as they continue to refine and tweak things out, so I went ahead and bought their second batch. This is batch 2, and again, look at the bottle. I mean, it's freaking the bottle itself. It's heavy. Even the cork itself is solid, like metal. It's pretty legit. So the bottle's badass. It stands out on your shelf, and again, it's just really unique. It's pretty heavy. This thing would kind of fuck you up. So we'll go ahead, pour it, we'll talk about it, and we'll give it a score. So obviously, I've had this before. I've jumped right into it the day I bought this, and haven't touched it since. So nose, I get a little bit of buttercream, kind of like a toffee, like icing, cinnamon. None of the ethanol, even though it's a 98 proof, it's a little bit up there. That's nice gold color too, for being a 5-year. All right, so on the nose, I got that caramel buttercream palate and matches. Get that sweet caramel, kind of that simple syrup taste. That wheat is going to be softer. We talked about that a million times. It's going to be a little more fruit forward. It does kind of have not necessarily grass taste, but kind of that wheat straw taste to it. But it's really pleasant. It's not like something gross that you think it's oh, this tastes like lawn shaving. No, it's kind of herbal, earthy tone to it, but then it kind of balances out to a nice fruit, sweet caramel finish to it. Another sip. Really smooth, nice finish for a 98 proof. Nice little medium finish you get at the end. All right, so we'll talk about the price. So this is like 55 bucks. I think this is a $55 bottle of booze. So I think the pricing's spot on, but it's tough to get. So this batch only made 49 barrels. So it's about 11,000 bottles total. And I think that's usually what they do for the small batches. They do about 49. So it's a little bit harder to get. So you might pay a premium, but I pay that price. So I give that a 7.5. I think it's really fair. Taste, I'll give this an 8. I think this is great. I think it's kind of gotten some polar reviews, but I personally like this. I think it tastes great. So overall, we'll go ahead and give this an 8, and I hope you guys can get your hands on this. And again, hopefully I can report back on actually being able to visit the distillery here in the near future. So talk soon, guys. Thanks.